heart of thorn, bones of the wild, in life forsworn. Rise from death, blood of our blood.
Almost human, but more an abomination of woman and creature fused together. Nothing more than a husk of humanity surrendered in exchange for possession of the powers of dark magic. The hags of Skyrim have existed since the very beginning, an echo from the dawn times before the spirits of the earth took human shapes. And with them still lies the secret of immortality. But how far would you be willing to go to come back from the darkness? The Forsworn are a savage culture. What remains of the natives of old Skyrim before the Reach was taken through conquest. You may call them animals, but you might not be too far off, for they truly have a connection to the land. But this connection comes at a sacrifice. The Briar heart is the center of this magic, the foul fruit of despoiling nature. Have you ever wondered what happens when you grow a tree out of a body, when instead of planting a seed into the ground, you plant it inside a corpse? When you let that seed feed on blood and grow on flesh, they call them briar trees. Alive, of course, though a different kind of life. They beat like a heart. A forest of briar trees performs a cacophony of beats, only appreciated by the heretic ears of the despoiled. This beating, however, comes from the fruit, the Briar heart. A magical link between the heart of a body and the center of nature. By removing the heart of a fallen warrior, the Hograven plants the Briar heart inside the cavity, granting rejuvenated strength, empowered vitality, and of course, new life to the fallen.
I've been having difficulties with my Heartstone experiments. Have you heard of the Briar Hearts? They are fierce warriors of the Forsworn tribes. They actually remove their own hearts and replace them with large briar seeds. It puts their life sparks in direct connection to the natural forces. Well, I'm hoping to do something similar. If I could connect a living being to the forces of the Red Mountain, well, that would be formidable. I've done some experiments in this area, but, well, my test subjects are far too fragile. I'm hoping to learn some of the Briar Heart techniques, their methods.
It doesn't end there, though. It never does. This magic can be applied in different ways, or more specifically, using different magical cores. In Solstheim, there is a curious set of stones called the Heartstones, remnants of the eruption of Red Mountain. The great wizard Neloth surmised that great power could be tapped from these stones. As much a great wizard that he is, though, not quite a lot of care was given to his apprentices, and after experimenting with one of his assistants,
My necropsies of Spriggans led me to believe that a heartstone could be implanted in a person's chest, granting them great power. I was considering replacing my heart with a heartstone. Fortunately, Ildari offered to let me operate on her first. She volunteered for one of my experiments involving heartstones. It was quite annoying when she died.
Nelith ended up killing her as he attempted to fuse the stone with her body. The body of the assistant Ildari was buried and forgotten until she awoke.
What? That's impossible. Wait, unless she didn't actually die, the heartstone could have kept her right at the edge of life and death. Could it be? Could Ildari still be alive?
The stone that was still buried deep within her chest glowed with energy and gave her new life. Unlife. She wasn't herself anymore, but something different. A being of flesh with magic now flowing through her veins. And now the earth whispered, and she listened. Is there a difference between these two? The process of creating a Briar heart is rather specific. But what about the Heartstone? The stories that the Dark Elves tell their children claim that way back at the beginning of time, a god was killed. Its core, its heart, its body was buried deep within the ground, and from it, the Red Mountain grew. Like a tree, if you will, the very bones of the earth. Could it not be said that the Heartstone is the fruit of the mountain, that the earthquakes are the beatings of the heart, and the eruption merely the ripening of its yield? The Hagravens did tell us, after all, that the briar trees can grow from any corpse, be it orc, be it human or harpy. Then why not from a god? Maybe after all, these two are not so different from each other.
The Briarheart warriors are like the undead, only worse. They talk to each other, think on their own, behave just like any other soldier. But there's no way they're alive. Not with half their chest hanging wide open. I guess you haven't experienced a Winterborn raid yet. You can actually see their foul hearts beating inside their open chests, except they aren't hearts at all.
I've encountered Reach magic before. I'm almost certain that these briar hearts are grown in some fashion, not unlike apples or grapes or juniper berries. Now there's something you don't see every day. Tree growing out of a corpse.